Jose Mourinho once said, "Study hard, become a doctor, engineer, or a teacher. They're the ones the world needs. Don't idolize footballer. Some of them are pure trash." I posted that on my Instagram a couple of years ago. It has got like best part of 50,000 likes. It obviously resonated with a lot of people. Now, of course, you have a lot of wonderful human beings in football, doing amazing work for, they might come from poor places, in third world countries, and they rebuilt their hometowns, build hospitals, There's loads of wonderful examples of that. But also, sadly, some footballers have a god complex. Some think they're invincible, and there is a recurring behaviour, not just with footballers in their 30s, and indeed there was cases of this in the 90s, 2010s, as well now, but also younger footballers, of course. Mason Greenwood, we all know what happened there with the media evidence that was circulated with his assault on his girlfriend, and of course she dropped the charges, so therefore the case was dropped. But the damage was done. Manchester United ultimately did the right thing and got rid of him. There are other examples across world football historically and in present day, and of course this video is in reference to Thomas Partey, the former Arsenal football player, that has been charged with I believe, 5 counts of, I don't even want to say it because YouTube will flag it, the R word, the 4-letter word beginning with R, and an additional charge of sexual assault as well. Yes, the offence, I'm reading off the BBC as I speak to you. The offences are reported to take place between 2021 and 2022, a long time ago, and I'm going to speak about the fallout with Arsenal and what Arsenal fans are saying. Some of them online. The charges involve 3 women. 3 women as well. This is not like, with 2 counts of R word relating to 1 woman, 3 counts of said word in connection to the second woman, and 1 count of assault linked to a 3rd woman. A repeat offender with multiple women. The Ghanaian international denies the charges, of course, and welcomes the opportunity to finally clear his name, says the lawyer. So, of course, at this point of recording its charges. The 32-year-old's contract with Arsenal ends on Monday after playing with the team ever since 2020. The BBC News have contacted Arsenal, the FA, and the Premier League for comment. The charges follow an investigation by detectives, which started in February in 2022 after the police received the first report. Detective, what does CUPT stand for? I'm not sure. Andy Furpy, who is leading the investigation, superintendent, I don't know. He said this: "Our priority remains providing support to the women who have come forward. We would ask anyone who has been impacted by this case, or anyone who has any information, to speak to our team. You can contact the detectives by investigating and emailing cit@metpolice.co.uk. Mr. Partey of Hertfordshire is expected to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on the 5th of August. In a statement, his lawyer, Jenny Wiltshire, smart getting a female lawyer, I suppose. Thomas Partey denies all charges against him. He has fully cooperated with the police and CPS throughout their 3-year investigation. He welcomes the opportunity to finally clear his name. Given there is ongoing legal proceedings, my client is unable to comment further." Of course, Mr. Partey joined Arsenal for £45.3 million from Atletico Madrid in October 2020. October, so that must have been, because obviously that was the pandemic. Was that a staggered transfer window in October? Because it was a buyout clause, wasn't it? 43. I don't think Atletico wanted to sell him. I'm not entirely sure. He made 35 top-flight appearances last season and scored 4 goals as the London club finished second in the Premier League. He's also played 12 times in the Champions League as the Gunners reached the semi-finals before, of course, being knocked out of PSG. Overall, he's made 130 Premier League appearances for Mikel Arteta's side, scoring 9 goals. Wow, so 4 of them, nearly half of them were last season. He's also made 50 appearances for Ghana's national team and most recently played the World Cup qualification in March. So let's talk about this. This has been going on for a long, long time. Years. And basically, yeah, it's so tricky to speak about. First of all, of course, I don't want to speak about like he's been convicted. He's been charged with different charges, multiple charges, like I said earlier in the video. But for a long, long time, there's been loads of reports going on. A Premier League footballer that cannot be named, and everyone knew it was Thomas Partey. Everyone knew it was Thomas Partey. It's tricky to speak about because obviously he hasn't been found guilty and he's not going to prison or anything just yet. But it's tricky because it's not quite like the Mason Greenwood situation because it was there. The evidence was literally there and it was harrowing. This is reports. First of all, if this is real, obviously the thoughts go out to the victims. Horrible, horrible stuff. This really. Just gross, you know. It's just so horrendous. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So to the victims, you know, clearly, yet there is a world where people try and capitalize off, you know, famous men, not even in just football, and they try maybe after a consensual experience, turn on them or whatever. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but that is not as prevalent as the actual crimes. So it's really tough, and I feel quite bad for Arsenal fans. There's if you go on again, just for cards on the table, I've looked on X, the social media platform, and there's a lot of really, you know, well followed Arsenal related accounts that are saying like it's a dark day for you know, for Arsenal Football Club. There's really, I'm just going to quickly see if I can pull a couple up. Right, I spent about, I need to make the screen share, 1 second. Okay, I spent about literally 2 minutes pausing the recording there, just going on some big Arsenal accounts, and like the relevant theme across the board is a recurring theme. So, Ozil Things is, you know, huge Arsenal account. It speaks about how Aubameyang turned up late for training, having visited his ill mother, and Arteta banished him from the club. Ozil spoke up about the genocide in China, of course, and was ostracised. The kit man spoke about Palestine and was sacked on the spot. But Arteta, Arsenal kept playing Thomas Partey every week. Hagen as well, Eduardo's got a big following. Arsenal had to know that Thomas Partey's case was there, not yet closed, and they still decided that he should have been extended. That is disgusting. Patrick Timmins, a big following as well. A shameful day to be associated with Arsenal Football Club. Rory Talks Football, good content creator. My immediate thoughts are with the victims, which is absolutely right. Deeply shameful day for Arsenal Football Club. There now needs to be a serious investigation on how this was allowed to happen and ensure it never happens again quickly. Arsenal also need to address it publicly. I'd probably agree with that. Another one again, now Arsenal, huge page, huge following, like 500,000 or whatever. Why did the club stand by him? Why was Mikel Arteta so desperate to extend his contract? Why is the news only coming out now? Well, he's been charged, that's why. But he probably means from Arsenal not, you know, taking some time, of course, and removing him. I don't get it. I'm glad he's gone, but the way the club have dealt with the situation is crazy to me. I just don't understand. This is the same across the board. The same across the board everywhere. I kind of get it, man. It's beyond football, isn't it? I mean, obviously we've had harrowing news yesterday with Diogo Jota and his brother. Just another sad thing of humanity today. A different kind of tragedy, of course. Just rank, innit? I hope the more this happens, you know, the more young players see what's happened to Mason Greenwood in his career, the PR around Thomas Partey, footballers will just say, oh, maybe I'm not God. Maybe I can't because I earn £200,000 a week and, you know, I feel like I perceive women in such a way I can, you know, maybe I can't do this. Even if it's for the wrong reasons, for their own self-preservation rather than the respect of the victims. Hopefully that will cause a shift, but it's hella dark, heavy. Sorry to be so serious on this video. It's a serious story. Usually I speak about interesting things, at least, you know, like transfer news, game results and stuff. But there is daily content here. If you're interested in it, you're welcome to subscribe. Everyone's welcome here, provided you are a respectable member of the footballing community and just the human community. All right, enjoy the football. Peace.